I mean, I was touched. And I feel that ORU, like every great university, finds a place. I've been sort of through that phase at Southeastern. I was not the founding president, but it was finished, and it became the Southeastern University became the university it became under my presidency there. But I have to believe that now its systems and its staff and its faculty and its functions have transcended that. We're 3,100 students. We don't have somebody coming from Oregon to Lakeland, Florida to major in pre-med because they hear me in chapel. You know, that would be absurd. They're there because it's a great university, and ORU is a great university, and with a great past, a great chancellor, a great name, and an even greater future.
Hi, I'm Mike Delp. I'm class of '84. I appreciate you all coming and allowing us to ask questions. We're a group of alumni, and we've connected with the university, and we love the university. And it's taken me years to realize what great students and faculty we have, and I think my appreciation for that grew years after I left the university. But I have been saddened through this whole process for the lack of alumni involvement in the university. For example, there was a day of prayer and fasting, and I'm at the University of Florida in Gainesville, and I know there's some alumni in the area, but there was not a gathering there, so I signed up to go to Orlando, where there are a lot of alumni, and they ended up canceling the event because of lack of interest in it. And I was planning on driving a couple hours down, so I had my own private service in heathen Gainesville. But my question is, what are your plans for involving more of the alumni, and more importantly, what can we do to be part of that? Because I do want to see in our colleagues, our peers, become more involved and really embrace what we are able to sense right now.
David, you want to address that?
Sure, I'd be more than happy. That's a great question. Let me give you a couple of data points. I think there's some really good history showing, recent history showing alumni involvement. Our alumni giving, let me just talk about that, because that's one where it really is the result. From the end of January 31st, this year is up 109% from January 31st from that last year. That's an incredible gift. We have almost 600 new first-time donors this year. Almost 600. And if you consider the size of our alumni base, there are about 22,000 graduates and 30-some thousand total. To get that many in 1 year is pretty astounding. We could go on. The homecoming banquet has been sold out for over a week. The overflow is going to be in here. Medical banquet was filled to capacity, and the other events, and I wouldn't go on. So while that is a great challenge and a tremendous opportunity for us, I do want to commend you alumni here, including yourself, for coming, but to also tell you that there are some tremendous stories, tremendous reports you're going to hear tonight, that you're going to hear on. I encourage you to read the newsletters, the e-newsletter they could send out, because alumni are coming on board in record fashion.
Hello, my name is Jon Benson, and Pastor Rutland, you were my pastor like 20-some years ago in Orlando. And and I can just tell you my heart, I'm really excited because I've lived in Tulsa for a long time. I've been a missionary to Mexico, and I went to Pastor Jose St. Throne's Church, and he came in some rough situations in Orlando and helped out a lot. And I'm just really blessed to know that I really believe you are the person for this university. And my question or my concern is that I have a real heart for missions, and I pray that, and I really believe that ORU is turning around in a direction that there'll be more involvement for world missions, that kind of stuff. And I hope that also, I hope we really make a greater effort to recruit people from other countries too. and I would like to see that at the university. So.
That's by all means. I mean, you know, we're just learning each other. I told Mart this is kind of like an awkward blind date, but I think that you will find, and you already are, I'm sure, that missions. My view of the kingdom is that you cannot separate the kingdom from its global task. That it's not possible. People say I'm not a missions-oriented Christian. I don't understand that brand of Christianity, but I'm totally committed to the global task of the kingdom. Beyond that, the second part of that statement or question has to do with recruiting, and again, the power of influence. If we want to influence the whole world, the most important thing we can do is bring leaders from young leaders from various parts of the world, bring them and have them in this ambiance, in this atmosphere, and send them back into their own cultures and countries. There are institutions who have done that at an intimate and low level, like the Haggai Institute and others. But a great university like Oral Roberts University, many of you may not know this, but I've spent so much of my life in Africa and around the world. ORU has, in many parts of Africa, it has a higher profile and more brand recognition than the state of Oklahoma. There are people in Africa who want to come to ORU. They have no idea where Oklahoma is. They're about ORU, and we're going to capitalize on that. We're going aggressively. I've already had an initial meeting with the admissions team, and we're going to go aggressively for international recruiting. Because A, because they're students, and B, because of what that does in terms of the kingdom give and take.
Gentlemen, I have a question on your left. My name is Rita Bosico. I'm of the class of 93, 96, 97. I have the 3rd degree. I'm fully branded. First, I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for saving the ship. Thank you. While I was here, I came at 24 from Orlando, Florida, and didn't know where the state of Oklahoma was. But that came from being from New York. So anyway, but I came here at 24, and I was here for 8 years. And during that time, I heard a lot of chapel speakers and people from the Board of Regents refer to us during our 4 years here. And I have 2 seminary degrees. And when I was in seminary, I kind of resented those remarks that I was a kid, that I was only an undergraduate, and that I was only going to be here for 4 years. And while I loved your program and I love the new way that we're going, I would like to see the university embrace the older students, the non-traditional, which is more traditional, and not call them kids or refrain from that, and understand that we have many good adults who are looking to come to ORU. What are we doing to woo them, the whole person, adult, and not just the young man, young woman? We are more than that, and I don't think that ORU has ever expanded its identity to understand that it started as an undergrad school, but then has now excellent graduate schools as well. What are we doing to woo that? My second question, if you can address it, is what might we be able to do to ordain those that are coming out of the school, graduate school of theology? It's been a source of frustration with denominations in the 11 years since my last graduation, because ORU is not with Methodist Church anymore or whatever. And unlike Rhema or Victory or whatever that can ordain their own, there's nothing apparently with the OREA or whatever that can ordain us once we go through magnificent education. Thank you very much for your answers.
We are doing better at ORU on the graduate students. I mean, they are becoming a more significant part of the university. We're not doing well enough as we need to. The number you heard about, 3067, is a one-time fall head count. There is a 12-month unduplicated head count, which includes all those people. I mean, we have lots of folks coming through here who are on continuous enrollment. I mean, we may have 25 in a cohort for a master's program in business or a program in